In March 2009, Shane McConkey stepped toward the edge of Sass Pordoi in the Italian Dolomites. Years earlier, he had left a traditional ski racing path at Burke Mountain Academy and a university program in Colorado to chase a different kind of career in the mountains. In the mid-1990s, he won a major freeskiing title at Squaw Valley and helped form an athlete-led freeski association that set its own rules. By 2001, he had pushed through a radical new ski design with full reverse camber that challenged standard gear. One more step followed. Let's follow how his decisions in competition, equipment, and ski-based jumping changed what top-level skiing looked like under real risk. Shane McConkey was born in Vancouver, British Columbia, in 1969 into a skiing family. His father worked as a prominent ski instructor in Whistler, and his mother had a background in alpine racing. When Shane was about 3, his parents separated and he moved with his mother to California. They first lived near the coast, then later spent more time near Lake Tahoe resorts with regular winter seasons. He grew up with easy access to snow and ski hills. Early access to snow directly shaped his athletic path. During the early 1980s, McConkey attended Burke Mountain Academy in Vermont, a ski-focused boarding school. The program emphasized structured training and academic work, organized around racing schedules. He traveled to competitions and chased qualifying results for higher-level national teams. Coaches tracked times and progression across different events. Expectations were clear and demanding. The combined training and academic demands went beyond those of a regular high school. This period built his fundamental ski technique and everyday discipline. Around the late 1980s, McConkey enrolled at the University of Colorado Boulder while still focused on skiing. He eventually left the university to pursue professional skiing full-time. Boulder and the nearby mountains gave him regular access to training terrain and a community of competitive skiers pushing hard. He began seeking sponsorships and competition entries rather than academic credits. From then on, his income depended on results and sponsorship contracts. That decision redirected his daily routine. It pushed him fully into a performance-based career. In 1993, at Vail, Colorado, McConkey competed on the Professional Mogul Tour. During one run, he performed a backflip, which was not allowed under the event rules at the time. Officials disqualified him from the contest. Afterward, he returned to the course without clothes and skied it again, which led to a ban from the resort. The incident cost him opportunities with some sponsors and events. The ban affected both his access and his reputation. By 1995, McConkey was living in Squaw Valley, California, and focusing on big mountain terrain instead of mogul courses. That same year, he won a national freeskiing championship held there, confirming his status among top freeride athletes. In 1996, he helped create an athlete-run freeski association to organize events and judging standards. The goal was to give competitors more control over their sport structure. This differed from the strictly controlled mogul formats he had left behind. Those moves formalized his role in freeskiing's early organization. His results and organizing work began to shape event standards. Around the late 1990s at Tahoe area resorts, McConkey began appearing in widely circulated ski movies. Viewers saw him ski steep faces, technical couloirs, and large cliff drops with a clear focus on control and line choice. During this period, he also introduced his comedic saucer boy character, presented as an exaggerated version of a reckless snow enthusiast. The character appeared repeatedly in segments in events. It became a recognizable part of his public image and sponsor presence. Movie appearances increased his recognition far beyond Tahoe locals. In 1995, McConkey took up skydiving, completing jumps to gain canopy skills and exit practice. By late 1996, he performed his first base jumps from fixed objects under the guidance of experienced mentors. Training often involved repeated gear checks, wind assessments, and low-altitude practice flights. He logged many jumps before combining them with skiing, building habits he could repeat under pressure. The progression was methodical. Each phase added new technical demands and risk. By 2003, McConkey was ready to merge his skiing and base experience in a new way. That year, he executed one of his early ski base jumps from Lover's Leap near Lake Tahoe, skiing off a rock face and deploying a parachute. Later that season, he repeated the concept in Bella Coola, British Columbia, after skiing a remote line far from quick rescue. The Bella Coola project required more independence than his Tahoe area jumps. Each jump required careful planning of takeoff speed, cliff position, and release timing. The margin for error was small. In 2004, McConkey and fellow skier JT Holmes' ski base jumped from the Eiger in Switzerland. McConkey skied toward the cliff, left the edge, and performed a double flip before releasing his skis and opening his parachute. The jump combined high-altitude mountaineering, steep skiing, and base jumping in one continuous sequence on a famous face. This location carried more exposure than his earlier ski-base cliffs. That year, he completed similar lines across parts of Europe and Alaska. The complexity of these descents increased. Recognition followed through athlete polls and awards. A separate track of his work developed in ski design between 2001 and 2003. Working with engineers, McConkey tested prototypes that used reversed camber and reverse sided cut, concepts he had first explored by mounting ski bindings on water skis in Alaska. The new design allowed skis to pivot and float more easily in deep snow and controlled slough. Backing this design meant tying his professional reputation to equipment outside mainstream catalogs. Early production runs were limited but closely watched by dedicated skiers seeking new tools. The change challenged decades of traditional ski geometry. These skis were substantially different from past product lines. After the first reverse camber powder model reached the public, McConkey continued refining designs through the mid-2000s for skiers at major resorts. He collaborated on wider skis featuring pronounced rocker at the tip and tail. These models targeted soft snow performance rather than hard-pack carving and race times. Over time, other manufacturers adopted similar shapes in marketing terms. Rental fleets at major resorts began to include rockered skis for everyday visitors, not just experts. Within a few seasons, the concept spread across much of the industry. Rockered skis became common options for mainstream resort visitors. On February 25, 2007, McConkey performed a wingsuit ski-based jump at Gritsetskolten in Norway. He skied down a prepared ramp, left the snow, released his skis, and transitioned into wingsuit flight before opening his parachute. That same year, he completed another ski-based jump from a high-rise hotel in Reno, Nevada, taking the concept into an urban setting. These projects blended built environments and alpine techniques. They demanded precise calculations of glide ratio and opening altitude. The technical demands kept increasing and left little margin. By the mid-2000s, in the competitive ski community, McConkey's competition results, film segments, and innovations drew formal recognition. In 2005, he received a nomination for a major international action sport award. Reader polls from core ski audiences repeatedly ranked him among the most influential contemporary skiers. Later, in 2011, he was inducted posthumously into a National Ski and Snowboard Hall of Fame. Committees cited his role in freeskiing and equipment design. Institutional recognition placed him alongside long-established figures in the sport. These honors documented his standing within the sport. They documented the peer respect he had earned. On March 26, 2009, McConkey returned to Sass Pordoi in the Italian Dolomites for a ski-based project. The plan involved skiing off a cliff, performing a double backflip, releasing his skis, then flying a wingsuit before deploying his parachute. After leaving the edge, one ski did not release correctly, causing an uncontrolled spin. He eventually cleared the problem, but had lost critical altitude for a normal deployment. Witnesses later confirmed that his parachute never fully opened before impact. The accident showed that ski base involved very small safety margins. In the months and years following his death, the ski community organized tributes in Lake Tahoe and beyond. A charitable foundation in his name was formed to support environmental and community projects linked to skiing and action sports. Resorts hosted memorial events, including costume days inspired by his saucer boy character and his playful style around resorts. In 2013, a feature-length documentary about his life and career was released. Annual gatherings continued at his home mountain. Annual gatherings and fundraising made his memory part of resort life. Over the next decade, in ski media and competition circles, discussions of modern freeskiing frequently referenced McConkey's lines, his equipment experiments, and his role in ski-based progression. Industry articles credited his early reverse camber designs with accelerating the widespread adoption of rocker and consumer skis. Younger athletes entering big mountain competitions cited his film parts as early influences and direct examples to copy. New competitors still studied projects he had completed years earlier. His Hall of Fame profile emphasized his dual impact on performance and technology. The combination of athlete and designer stood out in official summaries. Few athletes matched his combined impact on lines and equipment. His life shows a progression from disciplined racing foundations to experimental freeride lines and combined sports like ski base and wingsuit flights. Across that timeline, he repeatedly linked on-snow performance with equipment redesign and new ways of using parachutes in mountain terrain. Other skiers have pushed individual elements, but few have joined competition results, design breakthroughs, and multi-sport projects at the same scale. The risks he accepted kept his work highly visible and kept his influence active long after his final jump. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss what's next.